I just had this thought that came to me, and I just wanted to jump out here for a moment. And I'm not sure too many people are on here on a Saturday, but you may see it in your feed at some point. And I think it's important, especially for leaders. I've been having some conversations lately um, that don't surprise me, but I think that in the spirit of self awareness, we need to have a moment of getting a little uncomfortable. And you need to be comfortable with that. Because I think I'm going to drop some knowledge here that's going to be important for some people to be aware of. So I'm taking you out of that unconscious behavior and bringing it into consciousness. What you do with it from there is on you. Like I said, strongest leaders are those that are self aware. And this is what I want to say. When we allow our work to define us, it often brings on behaviors that don't honor our values, and it doesn't honor others. It's great to have a passion about the work that you're doing, and it's great to want to get ahead and to be successful. But this whole competing, when I say competing, meaning stepping over each other, every man for himself, the best one win. Look, I grew up in that environment, and I've seen it, but I know it doesn't always turn out well, and I know that many people that have gotten where they are at times will look back into some level of regret. And what I can tell you, especially if you're leading teams, the foundation that you build is going to be indicative of how well you're going to be able to withstand the levels that you rise to. Because the higher you get to the top, if you have not built that strong foundation, you will crumble. And so in saying this, I just want to kind of bring this home. It wasn't going to be a big, long talk, but it really is thinking about, how are we treating others in the work that we're doing? Are we looking to maybe bring things out about people's weaknesses, and so it makes us look better, or it moves them out of our way so that we can get ahead? Are we acting in ways that may hurt or harm another person's confidence, self-image? We're in a society now where it is popular to disparage people, to backstab. I could go down the list. If you're not keeping up, then you're not good enough, you're not smart enough, whatever that is. And we could sometimes use unknowingly, I'm going to go there, unknowingly, I'm not trying to make this a negative message, where we can make people feel uncomfortable or insecure. And if you spot, or if you're a person that can spot people's insecurities and things like that nature, and your propensity, based on your work, is to jump on that to make the person be off their game so that you could be on your game more, or you can use it to leverage, yourself up the ladder, or, like I said, moving people out of the way. That's not cool. And I will also say this, because I do know some of you go, look, I got to fight to stay where I'm at. You do not have to engage in every single party you're invited to, I will call it. The people that rise to the top are the ones that can use their minds and critical thinking to overcome adversity, not the ones that are swinging and slinging the most. Because real leaders, people that have power and influence, they're looking at things like that, because you don't want that kind of negativity on your team or around you. And so there are times when we allow people to do that for a little while, because this is the world that they are choosing to live in and how they want to act. But as you start to move up that leadership ladder, there needs to be a level of maturity and understand that your influence is powerful, and the things that you do teach other people how to do. How you go through adversity is teaching others how to go through adversity. How you handle competition is how you're teaching those that you influence to handle competition. And so it's really important to recognize that your role, the work that you do, does not fully define who you are. And if somebody asks you, who are you? And the only thing you can come up with is the work that you do, that's great, but there's more to you. There's more dimensions to who you are, and the more of those dimensions that you can bring into your work, actually, it will make you a much more well-rounded leader, empathetic leader, inclusive leader, which is really always what we're moving toward. And so we can have a fuller life. right? And so just be mindful of that. If you're passionate about your work, if you're anxious to move ahead in where you are and you want to move to higher levels of leadership, it is not about moving other people out of your way and stepping over others. There is room at the table for everyone. We all have unique gifts and talents and special abilities that we were only wired to do. And so the right opportunities will be the right opportunities for you. And the ones that don't work out, they weren't for you. And if you can go through your life thinking about it that way, what I like to call the open hand. When your hands are open, things can flow in and they can flow out. When we're holding on to things like this, it doesn't give us an opportunity to be able to receive anything because our fists are clenched. And so be an open-handed leader. Be someone that's aware of how you're impacting others. And if you're finding yourself being edged into this competitive mode and not thinking about how you're impacting others and just trying to move them out of the way or whatever that is, you may not even been aware of it until I'm mentioning it right now. Or if you see someone else doing that and you feel comfortable pulling their coattails and going, hey, is that necessary? Let's just try to all be a little bit more human and have a little bit more empathy. We are really in a time right now where there's a lot of divisiveness, and we all have control over our own sphere of influence to create the culture that we want to create. We don't have to be victims of the culture that we're necessarily in. We can create our own culture. And the more of us that take control of that and know that we have control over that, it'll start to spread. And so, like I like to say, spread love, not peace. All right. Here's to your leadership journey, and I'll be on again with some other tidbit at some point. Have a great weekend or a great day. Thanks.